Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back into me. And if you're new here, you might as well just hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment because once you're here, you're hooked, man. You're like a nitty on heroin. But moving on, you guys know I'm a wannabe scout and them things there, freelance scout, all of these things for any club or club members watching. Feel free to DM me or message me on YouTube or Twitter or any of them things if you got any opportunities for me. But you guys know I'm a wannabe scout. So one example of being a scout could actually be if I was a scout for Arsenal and I was deployed purely to keep match reports on Reiss Nelson. I'd have been kind of disappointed if I went to watch him make his Champions League debut against Shakhtar for Hoffenheim. I believe they were playing away from home in the Champions League. It'd be a real disappointment. No fault of his own. He barely played. He came on in the 84th, 85th minute. The game was 2-2 at that point. I must admit, at first it was a tough watch for me. Obviously, I wanted to just watch Reiss Nelson, and I was very disappointed that he took forever to come on and he didn't even start. But it was a decent game. That Maicon guy, when he came on, I've done a report on him before. Someone that I'm going to try to watch in the Champions League, and if they go out into Europa League, even more now that he's moved to Europe and things like that, and keep him under the microscope because he scored a lovely goal from outside the area. Is it Grealish? Not Grealish. That's the Villa guy, but Grealish or something like that. Some guy that plays for Huddersfield. Plays for Hoffenheim, sorry, in midfield. He put in a shift. He actually scored as well. It was a decent game. Obviously, it was Fonseca versus Nagelsmann, two young managers, two highly rated managers respectively. Nagelsmann was allegedly close to getting Bayern Munich. So it was a decent game, it was a decent watch. Second half, Shakhtar turned up again. I believe they were quite poor in the first half. Tyson led the way, the captain led the way, and they put in a shift. It was a good game for the commentators. I mean, for the commentators and everybody involved. If they were live there, it was a good game on the TV. So it must have been very partisan sort of atmosphere. But yeah, man, they weren't. It's sad because, like I said, if I was there at Arsenal, I would have been disappointed because I saw 6 minutes essentially. Didn't have too many touches. I counted about two or so. I'd love to see his official stats. For what it's worth, his first touch, I think he gave it away in a pass, but he was rusty. He's just come on. But either way, I'm happy that he's made his debut. To be fair, like you can see how I think this is going to be a successful loan. I hope because God willing, we need him to stay fit. We need him to not get any injuries and all them negative aspects of being a footballer. Currently, obviously, from a selfish point of an Arsenal fan, you'd want him to start these sort of games, but he's still got to earn the trust of his new manager. Clearly, the manager trusts him. He actually looked like he was playing through the middle up front for the 6 minutes. He's got number 9. It's a young squad and them things, but he needs to earn the trust so the manager can say, all right, cool, I can start you in these games. I can start you this game and next week, and there's not going to be a drop in your performance because he's still a young man trying to add top level consistency into his game. He's added consistency at under 23 level. He was banging goals in, skilling man up, and the rest of it every week. That's why he won. What was it? The under 23 level equivalent of Player of the Year, essentially at that level. It's now about doing it. It's now about doing it at senior level because even if you look at United away, he's a good player. He had good games in the Europa League. I think he was actually alright in his start against Watford last year. But if you look at Old Trafford away last year, he probably didn't have the best of games. They're the games that make the difference, that tell your manager, alright, cool, you're not a youngster anymore, your age don't matter, you're 30, and he's still developing. It's no fault of his own. Same way you saw Maitland now stand up to be counted at that game. Reiss Nelson, if you probably looking at their development long term, you'd say Reiss Nelson would probably be the better player purely because their skill set's different. Maitland Niles is slept on going forward in my opinion, but clearly Nelson is more that maverick sort of player. But Maitland Niles, whether it's for age or just purely being in amongst the first team a bit more, and age is a big part of that because obviously he's older, so these chances have come quicker to him. It's probably ahead of in terms of his development. So it's nice to see either way because regardless, the 2 games that he's been available on, yeah, he's both been off the subs bench and he's probably around 17 minutes or so in total. Or it can't be any more than 17 to about half an hour, really and truly in total. But yeah, it's good that in 2 fixtures he's been available for, he's played in them, he's done what he needs to do, he's still got to earn the trust to start the games. But yeah, I believe those that watch Hoffenheim more on a regular basis and are more clued up with their matters have said they haven't had the best of chances to their season, so that might be why there's a reluctance to change too much in this side. They really need to improve defensively as well because Neuweit, the keeper, they were both guilty of lapses in concentration. And if I'm honest, if I'm the Nagelsmann, I'm kind of angry that they didn't walk away with the points or really score a third when they had the opportunity. But yeah, man. Yeah, Reiss Nelson didn't play, but I found myself here talking for more than I need to. He came on for Kremerich, if I remember rightly, for those who care about that stuff. But yeah, guys, deluded. Thank you for watching and all of them things. I'm out.